Welcome back to Titanium Hanger. This is Mike. I'm coming at you with another video. And this time I want to talk to you about how Hasbro is going to make Star Wars a non-collectible. And, well, we got some issues coming out of Toy Fair. And I want to point out that they're making the retro figures. And they're using the vintage molds. Now, until I get my hands on them, I can't compare to see if they're altered slightly and just sort of like the vintage molds, like they did with the Rock Firing Boba Fett Melon figure back in the last vintage collection line. But I just don't see the difference in these, and other than a date stamp. And then they put them in the vintage packaging, but this isn't vintage collection, and I can tell you, vintage collection collectors do not want 5 POA. Absolutely not. And these are 5 POA. So vintage collection collectors will not touch these because they're 5 POA and they're not super articulated. So I'm a little irritated about the fact that they're going to include the exact replicas of the accessories too. So I'm actually a vintage collector and I went after these things, and they're going to put out a $10 figure that is basically a knockoff of the $1,000 figure. And I mean, true collectors know the difference, but this is kind of irritating. So let's get into all of this. And you know, what's this, a cash grab? Is that the whole point of it? I guess it is. But just like Leia's blaster there, it's worth a lot of money. I mean, you could go an alternate route to get a Leia, a loose Leia, and then a repro cape and a repro gun and all that. You can get it for like 15, 20 bucks, whatever. But, you know, here they are remaking these molds. Now, back in the day, they said they would never do it again. They re-released the Classics collection 4-pack of figures, and that was in the 90s, and fans were so upset about it, and it didn't sell. And they came out saying they'll never do it again. I thought they pulled them from shelves or something, but maybe I wasn't around during that. But that's insane. Here's a Stormtrooper. And I just can't believe that they're actually going to do that. So the other thing is that I always wanted them to pick up where they left off with G1. Or Vintage, whatever you want to call Star Wars. But the vintage Star Wars line stopped, and I know they had more figures in the works. I know there are more characters they could make, and I know that they could do some more. And they actually are going to do that for us. But, and this with the weathered, aged look, like they're worn out cards that have been battered and beat too. Like, true collectors don't want to buy a brand new figure on a card back that looks like it's been beat up. True collectors don't want to buy reproductions either, which is what these are. But the one highlight of this is that we're getting a Tarkin figure in this Death Star escape game. And he's going to come carded, I believe. But he's made in a vintage style, and I really like that figure. I think that's a good idea. Like, let's do more of that. Let's make 12 figures that Kenner never produced, that could have been made, and put them in Kenner style. That is a really good way to do it, but not remake the same exact figures. That is insane. I mean, I gotta tell you, there's like 22 million of those figures out there that they're remaking that's already vintage. We just need the accessories, right? So now what's gonna happen with the accessories? Are gonna pull the accessories out of the figures. These are all gonna get opened up, and the Leia blasters on eBay for 40 bucks. But Tarkin right there. I mean, you can get the Stormtrooper blaster for next to nothing. A song and a dance, but yeah, I mean, aside from the value aside, anyway, just the collectors these days want super articulated, and I always wanted this. I like this. I like 5 POA because I don't open my figures. I leave them in the card, and I display them. But the people that do open them, they want to make, you know, all kinds of scenes and stuff. And I probably open like 5. Then I buy loose ones for like 10 cents or something. And that's where my displays come from. But I'm going to have more Toy Fair coverage coming up. I really just wanted to talk about this issue and how Hasbro's really going to kill collecting. Like, people are not going to view Star Wars stuff as collectible if they know that, hey, let's just wait. I missed out on it. I'll wait 20 years and Hasbro re-release it. Yeah, also wait for the re-release. And by the way, it'll be brand new and it won't be yellowed. Plastic won't be yellowed. And but let's hope the bubbles stay. I mean, geez, the bubbles might fall off. But anyway, starting to ramble a little bit. I'm working on a Palatoy Death Star that I'm building. I'm doing a few other things. So this is going to be kind of a short, brief video. But let me know what you think about Hasbro trying to destroy the collecting community. Time to Hanger out.